This is going to be the biggest season ever on Sorare, and this is going to be the biggest season ever for me, Quinny, and my club, FC Barcelona. The preseason has been long and very short all at the same time, and it's not quite over yet. The transfer window is still causing chaos, wreaking havoc on Sorare clubs and galleries all across the world, and it will continue to do so, I'm sure, all the way until the deadline. But the new fixture lists are long out, and we're now starting to get match day ones rolling in all across Europe. Over the last few weeks, we've seen Russia, we've seen Austria, we've seen Belgium, Denmark, lots of these places coming back. They're starting to play some football, and now this weekend we get Scotland back, and on the precipice here on in is all the big leagues are coming back, and then before you know it, it is going to be full singing and dancing. All the Premier League, La Liga, Bundesliga, Serie A, Scotland, Champions League, Europa League, everything's going to be firing off. Never mind all the stuff that's going on over in North America, obviously in Asia with Saudi Arabia, like we're saying. But at the moment, we've got the Messi Cup or the Leagues Cup on, and when that's finished, there's still a bloody MLS campaign to be finished off. So there's tons of football that's going to be on the menu for the next 3 months or so, and I cannot wait to get stuck into it, not just by watching and enjoying it all as a fan, but getting stuck into those Surreal leaderboards. And if you're watching this video and you've been on Surreal for a while, this is going to be brilliant. And if you're watching this and you haven't even started yet, there's a link in the description of this video that will get you a free card once you've signed up. You've bought 5 from the auctions. If you need any beginner tutorials and explainers and all that good stuff, there's a link down there as well that will take you all to that content. At any point in the video today, if you do laugh, you learn, you like something or whatever, please do like and subscribe to the channel. We are pushing for 10,000 subscribers before the new European season, and time is a ticking, guys. Hit that subscribe button, support the channel, and let's see us smash that milestone before the new season. And yeah, guys, let's just get stuck into it. For me, I'm always on the precipice between different strategies, depending on some of the cards I'm buying developing. You know, I'm always having to shop in some sort of bargain basement, whether it be backup goalkeepers or emerging talents, emerging players. And at the moment, with only Scotland back, still need to see what happens overnight. So be sure to catch me and Harry Trades. We are going to be live back for the deadline stream. The Surreal deadline for the weekend game week at the moment is 11 a.m. When all the European stuff is back on, it'll be back to 3 p.m. UK time. All of this is. But at the moment, it's still 11 a.m. and me and Harry wanted to get back together for a stream for this weekend, and the show starts 9:30 a.m. UK time tomorrow. Be sure to check it out. At the end of this video, there'll be a wee link so you can just click on it and hit the notification bell so that when you wake up in the morning, you're not going to miss the stream, you're not going to miss any news right at the deadline, because we still have some Messi Cup action, some Leagues Cup action to iron out, and there might be some more teams playing in this game week that we don't yet know about. But at the moment, it's only really going to be Celtic for me, so it's all about Joe Hart, #1 goalkeeper for me and Celtic. It seems Rio Hatate is the best defender I've got by a long way this game week, red or blue. In midfield, I do have some options. I do have some headaches. Ryan Gauld is on an absolute heater at the moment. Absolute form of his career, form of his life at the moment. And although it's listed as an away game to Tigres, they're both kind of away. Obviously, Vancouver are in Canada. All these games are taking place in the United States of America. So not any disadvantage there necessarily. Matt O'Reilly has looked amazing in pre-season, and I think he really should be in my best team, particularly if I'm going hard on attacking against Celtic. I don't think Saka's going to play. Was hasn't been pulling up trees in the first 2 games of the season. It's been solid enough without being spectacular. Acevedo's kind of reliable, and that 16% multiplier does make a 60-65 score out of him look a wee bit more appealing, but not for my priority team, maybe for, second or third choice or something, because that is a chunky multiplier to have at this stage of play before the fitness bonus, etc. comes into full effect. And beyond that, it's just scraps and loose ends. So I think it does really come down to a straight fist fight between Matt O'Reilly and Ryan Gauld. And I really do feel that with Celtic being at home, with it being Flag Day, it can only be Matt O'Reilly. Now, halfway through this team, this is the way I like to build teams, and this is the way that I like to build my best teams, but I've not got a defender yet, which is brilliant. I've got a defender, super rare, and I've got a lovely midfielder card, and I don't need to worry about really clean sheets. I know they will affect me points-wise, but it's not the main staple diet of how these guys are going to be going and getting points. These are very much attacking players with attacking output, which is great. Now, I've got the option for one more super rare, and obviously I've got a forward here, and then the last position can be absolutely anything. So Do I need the striker to be a super rare? Definitely not. So I can really choose free roll absolutely anything. And in the forward category, FC Barcelona, my Sorare club, is always armed up to the gunnels. Wilfie Nonto is at home to Cardiff, and the Italy international wonder kid could be on for an absolutely amazing stormer of a match. I've got all the Celtic guys, as you can see, mainly red and blue, some of them only in red. Got wee Johnny Russell there, wee JFR, Johnny fucking Russell, living at large. Jordan Larsson, son of the king, has been in great form for Copenhagen in their early domestic campaign and in European qualification. So he's always a contender to come into my teams for sure. And even this Atate forward card is beautiful, but the defender card definitely takes priority over it, I think. And again, for it being Celtic at home, I cannot look at it beyond Kyogo Furuhashi getting a hat-trick or doing something crazy. And I think from what I've seen in pre-season, I expect Kyogo to get way more AA, much more all-around score. We've been doing lots of great content on Celtic and Sorare, like cards and strategy and all that good stuff. The Celts Are Here YouTube channel. Every Tuesday we do a stream called the Sorare CSC, Celtic Supporters Club. So if you're stacking Celtic, you're playing with Celtic cards this season on Sorare, whether you're from Glasgow or not, be sure to subscribe to that channel and tune into the streams every Tuesday, where we talk about Celtic, we talk about Celtic Sorare, everything else in between, the latest and greatest. It's me, McBride Ace, everyone's favourite whale, the Scottish whale, Etienne23 and Mark Patrick Rare, the two legends from the Sorare Odyssey and from So Merch. They're on the show every time they're available as well. And we got a great audience over there, we got a great interaction with the live chat. So if you are stacking cards and you want to know the predicted teams, that's the channel for you this season. That means we've got one rare card left over, and I could pick the gold, could pick a Larsson card still. Kyogo's obviously off the table because I've picked the blue version, but Liel Abada under Brendan Rodgers, and I've only just got this Champion Edition card in. I bought this from Hendo, friend of the channel, over the off season. I've not actually used it yet. I think I did actually deploy it in one of these international game weeks, but I don't really count that. It's a beautiful card, again, and I think under Brendan Rodgers, he could be on for an amazing match. And I'm also very Daisen Maeda tempted, because again, I think he's going to be a main man under Brendan, and I think he's got just as much of a chance of being double decisive as anyone else, really. He's much more AA credible than the other two, and for me, I think Maeda is the smart choice, but I really can't bring myself to pick Maeda over Larsson or Abada, really. I don't know why I struggle to do it. It really does feel that Maeda should be the right pick, but I don't feel like I've got it in me. And everything keeps pulling me towards playing my Champion Edition Liel Abada. Partly because I think this is probably the best Celtic 5. You could probably... I think the Abada Maeda is a genuine coin toss, and maybe even you could bring Kyogo into that reckoning. But I think the Hatate defender card... And then O'Reilly's your best midfielder thereafter. I think I've got the best 5 Celtic cards available this week. The Matt O'Reilly is 33 out of 100. It's a jersey mint. And Abada being a Champion Edition. Kyogo, the reward card that I got from last year. It's just a beautiful team top to bottom. I can't wait to see the hoops play. And me and McBride Ace, everyone's favourite whale, we'll actually be in the studio knocking back some cans, watching the game. The plan is we're going to try and do it live on the channel. So stay tuned. We'll do our best. The game kicks off 12:30 Scottish time in Glasgow. So if we're watching it, that'll be when it starts. Who knows how it'll go and how long it'll be on for, but again, stay tuned for that. I think I'd have to captain O'Reilly on AA credentials, but I could see Abada being very 100 capable, and I think this team can really shoot for the stars when it comes to All-Star Rare Pro. Now, unfortunately, no matter what happens in North America, I'm not going to have a super rare goalkeeper to play this week, and as you know, I still have a lot of super rare firepower in my gallery. But with the actual fixture list and the global setting, it's so vibrant. I think in the Challenger region, there's 32 entrants with 18 cards. A 4-card play here might work. I wouldn't actually rule this out entirely. When I look at the prize pool, you know, a 4-man play, I reckon I could maybe squeeze into the back end of this prize pool at best. But I think that is wishful thinking. I think the only realistic option I've got for my big, expensive Celtic cards, my Unique McGregor and my super rares, is in fact the kick-off unique division. There's 2 cards available here, a tier 5 and a tier 4. Both pools are very deep and I've already crawled through them. There's some gems in there, but it's a very, very deep pool. Now, Craig Gordon isn't going to play. I've not got a goalkeeper that's going to kick a ball. I've got really only one option in defence with Greg Taylor. In midfield, I have no super rare options. So I couldn't even funnel this into a cap 240 or a cap 220 or anything like that and try and mix scarcities or do something or other. So I have to play the McGregor as the midfield card in this situation. But I am spoiled for choice in attack. Guys, I'd love to know from anyone watching this in the comment section who you would pick to be your double barrel shotgun attack play to go and attack this division as a 4-man stack. Daizen Maeda and Rio Hatate are the ones that, again, I just feel like I would be crazy not to pick them. But Wilfie Nonto at home at Cardiff is a spicy fixture. And Copenhagen, aka Jordan Larsson's team, at home at Randers feels like a phenomenal fixture as well. But again, like I mentioned, I don't think I can look past Hatate or Daizen Maeda. I think both of them are going to be wildly productive in this game. And then Captain McGregor. It makes it a full Celtic contingent for my two main teams as well. Now, this is the conundrum. Do we expect David Marshall to play? At point of recording, it's Thursday. We're yet to see the Hibs team against the Estonian team in the second leg where he had a clanger in the first leg. It's believed he may retain his place, but I am not holding my breath on it whatsoever. I think he is liable for dropping, to be honest with you. So if we stuck him in the cap 240 as a 41 scorer, my best option for a defender, I would probably say, is going to be Greg Taylor. Malte Amundsen is in decent enough form. He's not been shy of dropping in a decent enough score, and at 50 points, he might give us a bit more flexibility elsewhere. But I feel that Taylor at 61 is something we want to look at. Sviatchenko, we don't know yet on his situation. Some people have got Ralston in at start of the weekend. I think it might be Awata still. I'm not sure that's his nailed on. So in defence, I think with the question marks, we'd probably just go with Amundsen for security. Try and squeeze the Gold in here as the big play that's going to get us onto the leaderboard. And then, we've got so much value in attack. We've got Maeda for 42 points, which would leave us with 37. Could we get a good option in here at 37 points on who's available at the moment? I don't think so. Maybe Forrest at 29 isn't a bad super sub play, but I don't think this team's going to come together with Gold playing in as a midfielder. We might need to opt in for a Was or an Acevedo who is at home to America Minas Gerais. So two decent games. Well, his game actually is a bit harder. He's away in Nordisland. I'd maybe opt, in fact, for the Acevedo. That would relieve us up to 63 points to go with for the final spot. And we could get Hatate as the attacker. We could get Kyogo and Larsson in as well. And I'm thinking, who's going to hit the highest AA score? Is it going to be an Hatate forward card? Which it's very possible it could be. Because I think when Hatate started the game against Bilbao, he was basically a number 10 attacking mid. Jordan Larsson's form is good, but it's not really getting into the 80s yet. And Kyogo is quite speculative, I guess. I think he's going to bust a big score. And maybe de-risking that a little bit in this situation would be smart. We could afford Johnny Russell as well, who is PK. And against this team, they definitely, I think, want a result, don't they? But yeah, I think Hatate feels like the most nailed on. So that's actually a really solid cap 240. So that's a decent enough option. The flip side to that is playing a stronger effort in All-Star Rare. Let's say Marshall's the goalkeeper at the moment. We can play Taylor. We don't need to worry about caps anymore. We can play Gold. We don't need to worry about caps anymore. We can definitely still play the Hatate card and we get a big XP benefit from that as well. And then for the final spot, again, we've got Larsson on 10%. We've got Kyogo, who we just mentioned we might want to mitigate against. And we've got Maeda, who we've not really deployed yet. I think I'd maybe go Larsson in this setting here. And then I would be Captain Gold on form. That feels like a much more promising all-star prospects. I think I would go for that because it feels much more capable in that setting. The 240 lineup would definitely be able to get threshold, I would think, even with the DNP Marshall. But I'm actually still quite convinced with the firepower options we've got, because I know we've taken out a lot of the big hitters. So I'm going to try and squeeze threes into here because I've just got him in as a handcuff and I want to get him XP'd up. So I'm going to try and squeeze him in the cap. But if I need space, I can put a DNP goalkeeper in here and play a really strong 4-man effort like I'm planning to anyway. So I think Amundsen probably comes into the reckoning as one of the strongest picks here at 50 points. I'd probably go back to Acevedo again at 44, even without his XP. I think he's good value because then we've got 105 points to spend in attack. And we could just go Kyogo and Daizen. Straight Celtic attack, double shotgun pair in there. That leaves us with 13 points left over. I'd be quite satisfied. That has an effort at breaking 250 points. If, they can get an 80 average up front, that's 160. We're then asking for like a 90 average between the other two, which is 45. I think that's possible. So yeah, decent effort there, I would think. And then the next thing I'm going to come and do is have a look at my first academy team and think, who's the best guys that have got games that are left that are known quantities? Now, I might come back and revisit this after the New York Derby, the Hudson River Derby tonight, but it looks to be this kind of team probably so far. Maybe Was is so nailed on, is so AA capable. I think we would play him there. And then, wow, yeah, I'd go Nonto and Larson up front. So we've got a little effort in academy. We're just going to sit this in reserve at the moment ahead of tomorrow. Let's find out what happens in the New York game and let's see if we get any more players that might have some utility. But that lets me know I couldn't possibly deploy this team anywhere else. So it's now training time. Or am I one move away? Could I just reposition a goalkeeper a region? Maybe that's the way your mind works. But I always like to just jump into academy when I feel that, oh, maybe I've ran out of a team here and just try and blindly lay something out and see if there's another opportunity or if I blatantly missed a power card that I've not taken advantage of. Wait for the weekend. I cannot wait for the game week. I'm really looking forward to checking out your comments down below about what you're excited about coming into. Do you have any teams up and going? What divisions are you going to be targeting? What sort of prize pool do you think you can fire into in this kind of quieter game week, maybe in an all-star or a cap division as well? Plenty of content on the channel. On screen now is the End Product podcast that went live earlier today, just in case you missed it. And also on screen is the live stream that's going to be for tomorrow with me and Harry Trades. Click on it to jump into the lobby. Feel free to hit in first in the live chat, drop a like and hit the notification bell, and I'll see you tomorrow morning.